Hello, friends. A podcast to replay the calculator maneuvers we did today in class. Remember, we were trying to do one variable stats to find the median and the quartiles for a distribution. Again, a distribution, a list of numbers. So here's what we did today in class. All right, here's our calculator. And remember, the first thing I showed you was a little trick with putting the list of numbers in a list without actually having to go in. All right, and the first thing we did was clear all list, which was second, and the plus sign for memory. Number 4 is clear all lists, and enter, and it says done. All right, so we've cleared all lists, and then the next thing we did was hit second in the open parenthesis, and then we put the numbers in with commas between, so 3 comma 4 comma 9 comma, I'm going to finish, and 18. And then we close second and parenthesis, and see, this was a set bracket. That was a mistake I made today, is I made a parenthesis. So with the set bracket, then we hit the store button right here, and we tell the calculator what list we want it in by hitting second and the L1 right there. And when I hit enter, it shows that this list is now in L1. Okay, clearing out my history, and now I'm going to do one variable stats. So just to remind, stat key, one right arrow gets me to the Calc menu, and the first item is one variable stats. I can hit the number 1 or enter, and now it says one variable stats. And I'm going to put second and the list I want to do, which is L1. But remember, if it's in L1, I don't really have to do this because it will default to L1. And when I hit enter, there's my one variable stats, and you should know that X bar is the mean. And to get my 5-number summary, the min, first quartile, second quartile, which is the median, third quartile, and the max, I just down arrow. Now, as all I did with these other lists was add one number. So in the next one, I did 18. So I'm going to put the 18 in, I'm going to hit stat, and I just up arrow, enter, beg your pardon. All right, that puts me in the list. Now if I go over to L1 and I up arrow twice, I'll be at the bottom of the list. I can just add my 19. Now here's the fun part. If I quit out, second and the quit, the mode button, now I just hit enter because the last command I did was one variable stats on L1. When if I hit enter, it'll do the same thing again. So now I get one variable stats, but this time I have the 8 numbers in there. And you see the X bar went to 11, got a little bigger. And here's my 5-number summary. So 6.5 for Q1, 11 for the medium, 15.5. And I look at what we got in class, same thing. So now I'm going to go and add a 23 to the list. So I hit stat, enter, up arrow twice to get to the bottom of the list, add the 23, enter, second quit, and I can hit the enter again. Notice the X bar went up to 12.33, and I got 6.5, 12, and 18.5, exactly what we got today in class. All right, and then you should be able to go in and add, and then what I'm going to do is add a 23, a second 23 at the bottom, enter, quit. Okay, and we can see that the X bar went to 13.4, and that my 5-number summary was exactly what we said. All right, and then the thing I wanted you to do was to go to stat, enter, and change that 230, that 23 to a 230. Whoops, you can just type over it 230 and hit enter. And now when I quit out and hit enter, I see that the X bar jumped from 13.4 to 34.1, but my 5-number summary, my Q1, my median, and my Q3 remained exactly the same. And we said that's because the median and the quartiles are resistant to outliers, but the mean is not resistant. And we're going to learn about that in a future chapter. So that's your first podcast.